Well, Santa is slowly making his way here to Wisconsin.
Yeah, but first he's got to, take some time to hang out on the Spanish beaches. He is right now right over Spain. Cordoba is where we're thinking about where he is. Santa Tracker, though, if you want to follow him for yourself, over on channel3000.com. We have a link there. Finally, in today's Final Touch, if you're excited about the Christmas holiday, you are not alone.
Some animals at the Australian Reptile Park in Somersby, Australia, are celebrating the season in a holiday-themed video that showcases their spirit and their utter cuteness. The gang of participants include koalas, a pair of Tasmania devil joeys named Manini and Crumpet. There are baby alligators and a host of other critters. The Australian Reptile Park is a hands-on zoo in a natural bush setting. All I want for Christmas is a koala, I think.
Yeah, that would be very cute.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for watching.
News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.
And right now at 5, how a local group is making sure that Santa is visiting every child this Christmas.
Why one Rock County family says a new best friend was the best gift they could have received this holiday season.
Plus, we are 6 months away from Summerfest, but a headliner for a popular music festival has been announced. We'll tell you what superstar is headed to Milwaukee.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for joining us on this Christmas Eve. Eric and Susan are off. A group is making sure Santa finds his way to all kids, even those without a permanent place to call home.
Madeline O'Neill visited the workshop this morning and can tell us now how Santas Without Chimneys is making a difference. Maddie?
Right. Well, the Madison nonprofit is making sure Madison families experiencing homelessness, or as they say, rooflessness, have a Merry Christmas. Santa's elves are keeping busy today, doing so by filling children's wish lists and delivering packages with Santa all day today. Gifts based on kids' wishes range from toys to socks, and every sack of goodies has a blanket and book as well. Now, on its 8th Christmas Eve doing this, Santas Without Chimneys will be making sure about 400 families get a visit from Santa.
It gives them some joy and some happiness, which they don't have a whole lot of in their life when everything's so uncertain. They don't know where they're going to be at. They don't know where their next meal's coming from. Santa still found them. It's still a certainty that Santa's still out there.
The nonprofit's director says this can help with the stigma of homelessness as well, making sure kids have Christmas presents just like their classmates. This group is made up of volunteers, and the prep work goes on year-round. Of course, donations help keep this possible each year. For example, this year they really need some food carts. We'll have a link to how you can donate on our website.
I love that organization. Sounds great.
Great mission.
Yeah,
Good
it
idea.
really is.
Yeah.
Maddie, thank you. Well, many organizations in Beaver Dam are gathering to make sure that all families have food to eat this holiday season. For the 68th year, the Elks of Beaver Dam are gathering to fill baskets and provide meals to hundreds of people in the area. The Beaver Dam High School wrestling team, along with local scouts, are helping fill the baskets. Josh Gilmore, who is volunteering with his family for the 5th year, says that giving back helps send a message to his children.
Well, it feels good. I mean, it feels like I'm doing something right, that they know that Christmas isn't just about getting presents.
Last year, the Elks helped pack over 500 baskets that provided meals to nearly 2,500 people in the Beaver Dam area.
So if you are looking for a way to give this holiday season, the Red Cross is hoping you will consider the gift of life. The Madison chapter held its annual holiday blood drive at the Alliant Energy Center today. Over the past 33 years, more than 22,000 donations have been collected as a result of this event. That's thanks in part to volunteers like Dave Barman, an Army veteran and longtime donor who's been helping at the holiday drive for decades.
I gave blood while I was in service. I wasn't stationed in Vietnam, but I was, able to donate for those troops that were there. So I felt there was a very big need for it. So once I got out of the Army, I just kept donating blood.
We, of course, thank him for his donations and his service. The winter months can be challenging for the Red Cross due to busy schedules and illnesses that make some hopeful donors ineligible to give. Luckily, though, the organization expected hundreds of people to come out today.
There are 3 hours left to donate to the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. The organization says they are $300,000 short of their $600,000 goal. This is the Salvation Army's biggest fundraiser. Donations support 7 housing programs, 2 homeless shelters and helps provide hot meals to those in need. The campaign officially ends at 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh boy, if you were dreaming of a white Christmas, keep dreaming. We will see record high temperatures later on this week. Let's check in on that first solar forecast with meteorologist Dana Fulton. Dana?
This is actually the 5th day in a row that we've had temperatures over 40 degrees. It's a little above average outside. We should be sitting in the upper 20s right now for your Christmas Eve, and it is going to stay very mild through the rest of the week. Right now, we're still at 40 degrees. That's what it feels like, with a calm breeze expected through the rest of your Christmas Eve evening. And overnight, things should stay pretty quiet as well. For Christmas Day, temperatures hop up to the upper 40s, near 50 on Thursday, and then notice extending through the weekend into next week and even into the start of 2020, our temperatures stay above average. We'll take a closer look at that temperature breakdown and, of course, our next chance for maybe a little bit of snow in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Dana. A man is in police custody tonight after breaking into a home and stealing a vehicle in Fitchburg. Officers say it happened in the 3000 block of Port Arlington Lane around 2 or 3 this morning. A garage door was open and suspects entered the home, took a purse, and stole a vehicle that had been parked in the garage. Officers used GPS that was installed in the vehicle to locate it at the 7-Eleven on Park Street. An 18-year-old male was arrested and another male juvenile ran from the vehicle. Police are still searching for him.
A Madison man is in custody tonight, accused of firing shots at a Sun Prairie home over the weekend. Investigators from Sun Prairie, as well as the SWAT team from Madison, executed 2 search warrants in the 4300 block of Dwight Drive, that's on Madison's Far East Side, and arrested 25-year-old Jeff Starks. He's being held on a tentative charge of recklessly endangering safety. A home on Wild Iris Street was hit by gunfire Sunday afternoon. No one was hurt. Officials do believe, though, it was a targeted incident. A
37-year-old is arrested on his 4th OWI after troopers pulled him over with a toddler in the car. State Patrol says they stopped Alejandro Telez Romero near Stoughton and Cottage Grove Roads just before 11 o'clock last night. According to authorities, the Madison man had a 13-month-old child in the back seat. He failed a field sobriety test and was taken into custody. The child was taken to Child Protective Services after troopers could not reach any family members.
A Rock County man says this Christmas he got the gift of a new best friend.
But it goes even further than that. Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with why this man has such a close connection to another holiday story. Adam?
Well, Mark and Danica, we've all heard the holiday story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the very special reindeer who was there to guide and lead when Santa needed him most. Well, now, just right before the holidays, Tom Garrett feels like he has his very own Rudolph right here in Rock County. Tom and Nancy Garrett are enjoying retirement in their Janesville home, but some of Tom's favorite things to do and play mean relying on the sound of the strings and the feel of the frets, not anything that can be seen.
I noticed vision problems when I was in elementary school, but by the time I was in high school, I had been to Mayo Clinic and had a lot of testing done.
Tom has Stargardt disease, which over the years has taken away his ability to see clearly.
Lots of things I've had to give up gradually as my life has gone on.
Years ago, he decided to take a chance to get help.
And I finally got to the point where I decided I need a guide dog.
Tom was flown to New York, where he was paired with a guide dog named JJ through an organization called Guiding Eyes for the Blind. The two were an instant pair.
Shows you where steps are, shows you where the door is.
Over the years, JJ joined Tom and Nancy on trips around the world. The two were inseparable, that is, until this last August.
Still brings tears to my eyes. It was devastating.
When veterinarians found a tumor growing along JJ's spine, and his time serving as Tom's guide was cut short.
Stroking him on the head, looking in his eyes. Telling him what a good boy he was.
The time spent in the following days and weeks was a challenge, but Tom knew eventually he wanted another companion to fill that void. About a week and a half ago, his wish came true.
And it turned out that Clifford and I were an instant match.
In the days since, they filled their time with training and just hanging out. It's the perfect present for both Tom and Nancy.
I think Tom felt much more confident about getting out and going around, and because he was not relying on me as much.
And while it's not something that could be wrapped, they say having a dog like Clifford around is the best gift they can ask for. Now, Tom says he cannot recommend Guiding Eyes for the Blind enough to anyone who might be in need of a guide dog. We have some info up about that group on our website, channel3000.com. And he also says if you see him and Clifford around Janesville, which you might, it's all right to say hi to him, but just to remember that Clifford is still at work.
Great story. Adam Duxter reporting live from our bureau of the Janesville Gazette. Thank you.
For decades, those who have participated in snowball fights in one Wisconsin city have risked getting in trouble with the law, but that could soon change. In Wausau, in 1962, the city put a ban on throwing projectiles, and that included snowballs. The president of the city council says recent negative national attention over the rarely used ordinance has raised some questions about whether it could be time to take snowballs off that list. The city council will consider decriminalizing snowball fights at a meeting next month.
That's about 9 months of the year up in Wausau, the snow on the ground.
Yeah, right.
We're continuing to track Santa this Christmas Eve. For over 60 years, NORAD and its predecessor, the Continental Air Defense Command, have been tracking Santa's Yuletide flight as he leaves the North Pole. Santa left the North Pole around 4 a.m. and stopped first in Russia and Asia, just in time for Christmas Day there. Right now, Santa is in Africa.
Yeah, there he is.
Check out NORAD.
It looks like the desert.
Yeah, it does. They do a nice job over there. Go to norad.org to see his trick. We have a link at channel3000.com.
Now, parents, if you are using an app to track Santa, a warning that it could be exposing your kids' private information. To make some of these apps work, you often have to give information like your location, what's in your camera roll, and what your voice sounds like. It could also include facts like your child's name, age, and birthday. That information is going to the company that runs the app and can also be shared with third-party companies. Just deleting an app does not mean that data is suddenly private again. You'll need to look at instructions for requesting that information be removed or deleted from whatever cloud server it is on.
Well, the Green Bay Packers captured the 2019 NFC North Championship last night after defeating the Vikings, but a lot still rides on the game this weekend against Detroit. The Packers can clinch a first-round bye with a win against the Lions, and they can still get the #1 seed in the NFC. For that to happen, they have to defeat Detroit, and the Seahawks will have to beat the 49ers. If the Packers win and San Francisco wins, Green Bay will get the 2nd seed.
In case you're counting, we are exactly 6 months away from the start of Summerfest in Milwaukee, and one of the headliners has just been announced. Justin Bieber posted a YouTube video revealing he will be a headliner at Summerfest 2020. The Grammy-winning artist will be making that appearance on June 24th. Summerfest will announce their full headliner list sometime in the spring. The world's largest music festival runs from June 24th through July 5th.
That's going to bring a big crowd to Summerfest.
A big crowd of believers.
Believers, exactly. There's more to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, the holiday travel rush is in full swing. What passengers are saying about getting to their final destination.
Coming up tonight at 6, the Democratic chair of Wisconsin is calling it voter suppression. The latest development says hundreds of thousands of voter registrations could be taken off the rolls.
And it was a short session on Wall Street. The Dow Industrial's down 36 points. The NASDAQ was up 7. The S&P 500, however, was down fractionally. And we'll be right back.
For reliable weather day in and day out, watch First Alert Weather.
Welcome back. Millions of Americans are spending Christmas Eve trying to get to their holiday destination.
AAA says nearly 7 million Americans are expected to fly this holiday season, the most since 2003. And that's not the only thing creating long lines all over the country. Heavy rain, wind, and flooding on both coasts are causing delays. And dense fog in Chicago canceled more than 100 flights this morning.
I'm trying to get to North Carolina. My grandmother's 90th birthday party is actually on Christmas Day. And I got an email about 3 o'clock this morning explaining that all the flights have been canceled.
Merry Christmas. More than 100 million other Americans are driving to their destination, according to AAA, hoping to beat the holiday rush. December 26th, expected to be the busiest travel day of the season, which also makes it more expensive. The average flight ticket today is $525, but the day after Christmas, the prices jumped to nearly $700.
Just trying to get to the 90th birthday
On
date.
Christmas
I can't
Day.
handle it.
You could not pay me to get to an airport right now. It's not going to happen for me. It'll stay on the roads. Thankfully, around southern Wisconsin, the road conditions actually look fantastic. Traveling tonight or throughout Christmas Day, it's going to stay quiet outside. Cloudy for early Christmas Day. Some drizzle possible, but the roads should stay dry. Looking ahead, once we get through Christmas to the day after, we may be looking at breaking a daily record or daily temperature record. Since we're in such a mild stretch, it's no surprise that we're going to be right there on point. So our forecasted temperature for Christmas Day is 48. The record is 56. Not likely going to tie that or break that tomorrow. But Thursday, we're forecasting for 50, and the daily record in Madison is 50 degrees. So we're going to be keeping an eye on those temperatures closely Thursday afternoon. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday still well above average. We should be in the upper 20s, but we're not looking at record-breaking temperatures, especially on Saturday. Not expected to get up to 60 degrees. It's just that threat for Thursday afternoon. We have a warm front lifting right on over right now. That's part of the reason our temperatures are so mild. This warmer air stretching throughout the Midwest. For Iowa, southern Illinois, everyone's a little bit above average for the Christmas season. This trailing cold front, though, passes on over late Thursday into Friday morning, so temperatures for Friday will back off just a little bit. Mostly cloudy skies for tonight. Looking ahead to your Christmas Day morning, we start off in the upper 30s. Afternoon highs will climb to the upper 40s again, so still a very mild day with mostly cloudy skies expected. A small chance for drizzle late in the day on Wednesday. Nothing to write home about, just may feel a few raindrops. Thursday, it's going to be warm and mild outside, mostly cloudy still. High temperatures are going to climb right on up. Overnight lows tonight will be stopping in the upper 30s. That's pretty close to where our dew points are going to be, so we will have the chance for some patchy fog to develop again. Mild outside to start off the day tomorrow, and if you have to travel early in the day for Christmas Day, just check the weather app before you head out the door. Make sure there isn't any dense fog advisories in effect for your travels. Clouds expected throughout the afternoon. High temperatures in the 40s for your Christmas Day. Again, if you're hoping for snow, you're just going to have to travel a little further north. 48 for Madison for Christmas Day. Thursday, we're looking at high temperatures close to 50, so near the daily record temperature. May have a few drizzle spots early in the morning, otherwise just a mild day outside. Friday, high temperatures will be in the upper 30s. We're a little cooler behind that cold front, and our next chance for showers will develop this weekend. We have a chance for rain on Saturday. That's going to linger overnight into early Sunday morning, and it may transition or at least mix with some light snow at night, since temperatures will be dropping very close to freezing. Heading into next week, still well above average. We'll be in the 30s for New Year's Eve, around 30 degrees. At midnight when the ball drops. It should be pretty quiet outside, though, for much of the week. As far as the roads are concerned right now, here's a look at Washington and 2nd Street. Folks are out and about, either getting to their Christmas Eve dinner plans, or I know there are still some people out trying to do some shopping. Along the Beltline, east to westbound, pretty smooth. Seeing a few delays getting on the Beltline on some of those exit ramps, a little backed up right now. 12 through Baraboo and the Dells, all smooth, and 39 down to the state line. We don't have any delays. From Janesville to the Beltline, 24 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Stock City to Milton, and some Prairie to downtown at 14 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thanks so much. Ahead on News 3 now at 5, an attraction in London is drawing thousands of people. We'll look at a city made of gingerbread. That's after a short break.
News
Well, a sweet winter wonderland is attracting visitors from around the world.
In London, designers have built an entire city out of gingerbread. The city features 104 structures. Architects and engineers showed off their baking skills. One designer made a mini British House of Parliament. Next year, you're not going to have to go so far to see the Gingerbread City. It'll be coming to New York City in time for Thanksgiving.
That'd be really neat to see, wouldn't it?
I'd like to see it.
On this day, 51 years ago, history was made. Apollo 8 became the first crewed spacecraft to orbit the moon. This happened on Christmas Eve, 1968. During a live broadcast, the three-man crew showed views of Earth from the spacecraft, which became known as the iconic Earthrise picture. Apollo 8 was supposed to be a test flight, but it turned out to be the real deal.
There's the shot.
That is beautiful still. They returned to Earth safely 3 days later. Meteorologist Dana Fulton will have another check of the weather here in this atmosphere coming up right after the break.
This evening news, the final rush to make it home for the holidays. Winter weather creating a travel mess this Christmas Eve. Cold temperatures, rain, and fog. What to expect if you're on the move. And we'll introduce you to a Christmas tree farmer and the community who rallied around him when he needed it the most. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
It's smooth sailing around here.
It is. Right now on the roads, everything looks really nice and fine. And in the skies, it's a little cloudy outside, but We don't have anything coming down, which is some good news. For your Christmas day, we'll be in the upper 40s with the small chance for some drizzle developing late in the day. Not a lot coming on through. Drizzle possible for early on Thursday. Thursday's temperatures will actually be close to record-breaking for the daily high temperature, so we'll be keeping a close eye in the afternoon. Friday, we cool down a little bit in the upper 30s. This weekend, our next chance for rain comes in Saturday afternoon. Changes over to a little bit of light snow for early Sunday morning, but we're not going to see any accumulation along with that. And looking ahead to next week for New Year's Eve on Tuesday, temperatures will be in the low 30s throughout the evening, about 30 degrees around midnight. Should be pretty calm and quiet for New Year's Eve.
All right, good news.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Dina, thank you. And we want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays this season.
Before we leave, here is Tuba Christmas playing Silent Night.